This is a review for American Chimney and Fireplace in Louisville, Kentucky, formerly known as All American Chimney Service. The wood stove was installed on December 2nd, 2022. They came back on the 9th to do repairs. Levi found a broken brick. He needed to order a new one, and once it came in, they would be back to complete the job. I received an email on December 15th. It says, "Please find your invoice. We appreciate your prompt payment." I received a bill that was mailed on the 12th. It said the job completion date was the 9th. Now, they agreed that I could hold off on paying them until after the brick came in and was installed, but I am showing you this to illustrate that they view the job completion date as the 9th. Now, as I was waiting for the broken brick to come in, I thought about the day of the installation, and I thought about how Josh had not said anything when he left about an inspection. And I wondered if they had ever pulled the permit. So I called the government on the 19th, and there was no record of my name and address or their name and address in the government system. They were supposed to apply for a fireplace permit before they began work. As they did not, this was an illegal installation. All American Chimney was not even registered in the licensed contractor system to be able to do work in the jurisdiction and pull the permit. I was told that I could apply myself, but I was advised not to, as I would be liable if anything would go wrong. I needed them to apply so that they are liable, and I was told that they could apply retroactively. So, I called up Levi. I told him about this, but before I did, I said, "So, you do take care of permits and inspections, don't you?" And he said they did. To which I said, "No, you don't." So I got an email from the government later that day. I was not able to locate All American Chimney Service on our contractors list that have applied to do work in our jurisdiction. If we look at the 3-page contract, the very first sentence says, "All American Chimney Service is certified, insured, and licensed for all of the above described work." So that sentence, number 1, isn't true, and number 2, they've just breached their own contract. Levi got right on it. So the next day, on the 20th, we've got certificate of liability insurance. The 21st, contractor identification license application. Also on the 21st, workers' compensation affidavit. Also on the 21st, general contractor residential and commercial license. Note that this license lasts for a year. Seems like if I had a business like that, I would keep that thing up to date all the time, but that's just me. On the 27th, we've got a manufactured fireplace contractor identification. And on the 9th, we've got the 9th of January, 2023, we've got the fireplace permit. Payments received. So the permit fee cost them $50. Now, if I owned a business and I only applied for permits when I got caught not applying for permits, I could save a lot of money, couldn't I? So, the inspection was the 9th. I'm sorry, the fireplace permit was the 9th. I never had them back because on the 5th, I had learned that the stove was oversized. For my bedroom, it was a safety hazard, and I was told, don't use it. So the stove needs to come out. And on January 27th, I spoke to the owner on the phone, Doug Hetsch, Hetsch. And in his opinion, The stove was sized just fine, and all I needed to do was crack a window and build smaller fires. He didn't feel it was a safety hazard, and he wanted me to let them back in to install the bricks, so then I would have to pay up on the stove. This was not acceptable to me, and I saw this going to court in some form or another, and I decided to get some ammunition from the government if I could. So I went ahead and called for the inspection myself. So on February 16th, we have a correction notice. Violations. Provide load calculations showing that stove is correctly sized. Let's remember that the first violation is a failure for sizing. I got a second inspection, March 28th. Another correction notice. Violations. Need additional support of chimney as it extends 5 feet above the roof. So that means it needed a brace. And blocking between ceiling joists where chimney penetrates ceiling. So that means it needed that rough frame opening built around the ceiling support box and the pipe. So, once again, 2 correction notices. This was important to me to get. I wanted him on record as failing inspection. So, let's take a look. This is a screenshot I took of their website. They are into a lot of things. So, under fireplaces, we've got gas, wood, electric, fireplaces, and log sets. Under stoves, we've got gas, wood, and oil. Under chimney services, we've got repair and rebuild, and under fireplace services, we've got installation, remodel and new construction, and fireplace restoration. So they're into a lot of things. They've been around for at least 14 years. They have a showroom. When I was there was, I believe, 3 wood stoves and at least 3 to 5 fireplaces, and if you go on their website, there's all kinds of stoves and fireplaces. So they seem to be very busy with all this. So wouldn't you expect, if I was to do a government record search, that I would find a very, very busy history on this company? Well, I did a search, and that's not what I found at all. So I did the search on February 17th of 2024. The records go back 5 years. I don't know if that's due to the business or due to the way the government does things, but let's take a look at 2019. We see 2 licenses, and we see 1 fireplace permit, and we see that under status it said expired. So I did some digging, and it was for a gas fireplace. It was never inspected. Take a look at the status column there and look at the words. We're seeing revoked, converted, and expired. 2020, we've got another license. Now we've got a second fireplace permit. This one is complete. If you look in this column, that's going to be the only complete we're going to find in their history there. It was for 2 gas units, and it did pass inspection. Okay, for 2021, we see a 3rd fireplace permit. Withdrawn. Let's go to 2022 and 2023. If you look on the left at all those dates, they should look familiar. I just showed you all the paperwork. Everything above that line that I drew pertains to me. So for all of 2022 and all of 2023, all the records pertain to me. Now, let's go to fireplace permit. This is the 4th one. And what does the status say? It says expired. That's interesting. So what's missing from this paper? We're not seeing the correction notices. They do exist. You have to dig around to find them. I think that's a really bad idea. I think they should be on the first page where everyone can see them. So if you dig around to find them, if you look at the one for February 16th, under status, inspection type, see how it says fireplace rough-in? That's not what that correction was for. It was for sizing. So they've changed it. Okay, so let's go back and think about all this. All these expireds and withdrawns and revoked. And okay, so we've got, in 5 years' time, we have four fireplace permits and only one complete. So here's my question. Where is everything else? Where's the rest of the records? Really? Really? This is it? And, you know, I know they do other counties, but Jefferson County has a lot of people. And they're located in Jefferson County. And where is it? Where's their history at? Where is it? And if I was to do a record search for the other counties, do you think it's going to look much different than this? I don't, but you know, who knows? So, anyway, there's their history. Not what I expected. Is it what you expected? Next video, I'm going to show you that I am not the first person that they've put a wood stove in that had a problem with them. And this review is gone now, but I got a screenshot, so we'll talk about it next time. Come on back.